to my Seams YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so. That way you won't miss out on any of my tutorials. I also encourage you to send me some feedback if you like, your comment, things that you would like to see in my tutorial. I would love to do it for you. So today we're going to make an apron, one of an easiest project that you can make and be creative on the options and the variety of designs that you can create for your own apron. It's good to have your own touch in your project. So let's get started. I always like to add my own touch to my project. This bucket as well, you can be creative. You can split it into two halves. You can have a deeper bucket. You can keep going with all the options you can have, right? And again, for the design as well, you can have these are curved edges. You can have square edges. You can match and mix the colors. So I always like to line my project. So in the back it's lined all with a black fabric that is waterproof. Again, I made my edges curvy in the bottom. It is very easy project. Anything you can also play with the straps. You can have the fabric straps. You can have all kind of options are there within this apron project. So I'm not gonna draw the pattern because it's already there is one out in a website. I will be adding it to the description below, and it's for free. So this is the pattern in the description below. I printed and I put it together. So in case you don't want to print the pattern, you can always use your other apron that you have, older apron you have, and you fold it into two halves and you start to trace it and allow for the seam allowance if you trace your older apron. This way you will have the perfect size. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use my pattern. So I have my fabric, so I'll fold my fabric into two pieces. So this pattern need to be placed on fold, and now I'm starting to cut around my pattern. It's very helpful to put some weights on top of your pattern. It will allow it not to move around while you are cutting. As I mentioned earlier, you can be creative with your design. You can have curved edge, so you make sure you fold it together and cut the curve you want. And the edges I have it already curved, you can make that a square. So now I'm going to fold it again and take my measurements for my pocket where I want it to be and how wide I want it. So for my fabric is not directional fabric, so it doesn't matter what direction it goes. So you can either go this way or the other way around like I'm showing you. So now I measured my pocket earlier, so now I'm going to place my measurements on the fabric and I will go ahead and mark it and cut it. So now I'll be working on my liner piece. So this pattern need to be cut on fold. So I'm folding my fabric and I will be placing my my pattern on top of the liner and cut around it. I placed my main fabric around it. It doesn't really matter. And I'm starting to cut around it, and it's always good to have a weight on top of your fabric. This way it won't move around while you are cutting. Now we have two pieces of the main body of the apron, and we also have the pocket. I done this so many times, so now I'm cutting the straps. I know the measurements already and it will be in the pattern description. I also like it to be a little bit wider than what's in the pattern, so I have my measurements and it's actually the same size as my ruler, so it was easy to cut it. So I traced it and I'm now cutting my two waist straps. Now I have the two waist straps. So basically when you sew it, you need to fold it and sew from the top all the way down and leave the end open for for both of them. Now we need to know the measurement of my neck strap. My other apron that I have, and I'm now starting to measure how long it should be for my neck strap. I kept the measurement and now I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Again, I will be cutting it wider. You don't have to do the same way. You can use the measurements that you have in your pattern. Again, for this part, you need to sew from the top all the way down and leave an opening in the bottom. So now you have all your pieces, so let's go ahead and put it together. I serged all the edges for my pocket just to give it a clean finish. Now I'm eyeballing 1 centimeter from the top of my pocket and fold it, and I will be stitching on the top of my pocket. You done that sewing, now find the middle the center of your apron and mark it down, and also find the center of your pocket and match them together. Once you do that, you flip the pocket upside down. Just put your finger on it just like that, and now you sew all the way in the bottom, all the way, leaving 1 centimeter from the left and 1 centimeter from the right. Do not sew all the straight line all across. Just leave a gap in the beginning and a gap in the end, and it will be 1 centimeter from here and 1 centimeter from the other side. So once you've done that, you see this 1 centimeter. So now you fold it and then you bend it over and you pin it to your apron from the right side and also from the left side. Make sure you have a nice crisp fold, not bulky, and just pin it in both sides. Here again, I'm folding it underneath and pinning it. Make sure you're not pulling your apron while you're doing that, so it won't be stretch around. I'm also pinning it in the middle just to keep it in place while I'm sewing. So all you need now is sew from both sides, from the left and right. Here you have it, from the left and from the right. I will start to work on my straps. As I mentioned, you sew from the top all the way to the sides on all the straps you have. Don't forget to trim the corners and cut the extra threads. Now I am going to turn it inside out. So I got my pencil and from the eraser side and tuck it inside my strap and got the inside out. There are so many ways to do that. You can use your pencil, you can use your ruler, you can even use your hand. You don't need any tools if the strap is a little bit wider. So there you have it, it's flipped inside out. Once you turn all the straps inside out, you go ahead and give it a nice press. I did that, and now we are going to work on our main part of your apron. We are going to attach the neck strap first, so you just pin it or clip it in place and make sure it's not tilted around. And then we work with the waist straps, make sure they are aligned together. I start from that far corner on between the body and the top section. So, and I match this, and I like to have the where the stitches is looking facing down, and now I'm clipping it to my main piece and make sure they are matched together. So now I'm going to tuck them inside my apron and just pin them in place so they don't move around while I'm sewing and I don't catch any of them. Oh, believe me, I run into these problems before. So I'm just trying to give you my past experience. So now I am clipping the liner piece, and make sure you match the edges together and clip around or pin it around all your pieces, around all your apron, sorry. In the bottom you would need to leave about 6 inches open just to turn it inside out, um, and make sure you sew around the whole apron with 1 centimeter seam allowance. Once you're done sewing, go ahead and clip the extra seam allowance, or the seam allowance, sorry, and also make some snips. This way your curve be not bulky, and it will give you a nice curve under the arms and also in the corners, all around your apron. Just do not trim on the opening, just leave it like this for now. Turn your apron up inside out, and fix your corners and your curves, and it will be and take out your pins that you had put there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and give it a good press. Now I'm closing the opening that I left to turn the apron inside out. I'm sewing very close to the edge. So finally we completed our project, and here is the apron after we completed. I hope you like this video. Please feel free to subscribe and like and share it with your friends and family. Again, thanks for watching.